You know, there was a time, wasn't there, when every moment felt alive with possibility, where you couldn't help but wonder what adventure lay just around the corner. And isn't it fascinating how easily you could step into that sense of joy, of fun, of happiness, excitement and curiosity, like slipping into a warm, familiar coat that fits perfectly, every fibre of it tuned to who you are at your core. Because somewhere inside, you've always known, haven't you, that life is a game, a playful, delightful, unpredictable dance that is meant to be experienced fully, embraced joyfully, and lived with every ounce of energy that you've got. And maybe as you hear these words, you already begin to remember, don't you, what it feels like to tap into that part of yourself, that part of you that knows how to feel alive, fully alive, overflowing with curiosity, energy, and boundless excitement. And isn't it true, when you think about those moments, those times when life felt like pure fun, something inside begins to shift, even now. Because you knew then, didn't you? The world was a canvas, and you're the artist. Every choice, every thought, every playful move was a brushstroke, painting your own masterpiece. And you didn't have to try. You just did it naturally, effortlessly. And maybe, just maybe, that's how it works, isn't it? That when you look at life like a game, when you believe that every twist, every turn, every challenge is just an opportunity to play, you open the door to possibilities you haven't even imagined. Because here's the thing, life responds to your energy, doesn't it? When you radiate joy, it reflects back to you. When you expect wonder, the world can't help but to offer you wonders. When you trust deep down that life is meant to be exciting and fun and fulfilling, it is. And you know what's really fascinating? Somewhere inside, you already believe this, don't you? Because that part of you, the part that feels curious, energized, alive, it's still there. It never left. Maybe it's been waiting quietly, patiently, for you to notice it again, like an old friend smiling, ready to reconnect. And as you begin to notice right now, how that friend is always there, always ready to remind you. Isn't it interesting how easily you can choose right here, right now, to see things differently, to remember what you've always known, that life is a playground, and you're free to run, jump, laugh, explore, create, and just be. And doesn't it feel good to remember, to realise that joy, excitement, and curiosity, they aren't things you have to find. They're things that you already are. That every cell in your body remembers what it feels like to be alive, to play, to wonder. That part of you that once felt so full of life and energy, it's still there. You can feel it now, can't you? Like a spark growing brighter and brighter, reminding you of who you've always been. Because the truth is, your joy, your fun, your curiosity and energy, and life itself flowing effortlessly, playfully, naturally. And the more you let that truth settle in, the more you begin to see the world in a new way, don't you? Every person, every place, every experience becomes an invitation to play, to enjoy, to explore. And isn't it amazing how, the more you see life this way, the easier it becomes to step into that energy again, to feel that spark of excitement lighting up your heart, that rush of curiosity guiding your thoughts, that boundless energy lifting you up, moment by moment, day by day. Because you know deep down that this is who you are. This is how you're meant to live, full of life, full of joy, full of fun. And maybe, as you let this settle deeply into every part of you, you're already beginning to feel that shift, aren't you? That sense of lightness, of possibility, of playfulness returning. Because it's always been there. And now, as you step back into it, fully, completely, effortlessly, you can't help but smile, knowing that life is the most delightful game, and you're ready to enjoy every moment of it. You might even begin to notice something curious happening now, as you sit here, hearing these words. The part of you, the one that always knew how to look at life as grand, joyous, and adventurous, might already be stirring, as though it's waking up from a gentle nap, stretching and remembering its own boundless energy. And isn't it fascinating how quickly and naturally that part of you remembers what it's meant to be, alive in the truest sense? Because when you think about it, life, it isn't just something you passively observe. It's something you engage with, something you dance with. And in that dance, there's no right step, is there? It's not about perfection. It's about flow. It's about movement. It's about feeling the rhythm of the movement and allowing yourself to respond. And you know what's truly beautiful. You've always known how to do that. You see, some people, they grow up thinking that life is a test or a struggle or some rigid sequence of rules they have to follow. But haven't you noticed that the happiest, most fulfilled people, the ones who truly light up the world, they don't live that way. No, they live as though life was a game. And isn't it true that games, they're where you learn the most, grow the most, and have the most fun? Because in a game, every move you make teaches you something new. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow better, to grow stronger, to discover something amazing about yourself. And when you look at life like that, something shifts, doesn't it? The pressure melts away. The need for everything to be perfect just disappears. And suddenly you're free to play. Now as you think about that, notice how your mind begins to explore this idea on its own. Because somewhere inside you, you're already starting to remember what it feels like to choose excitement, to choose curiosity, to let your imagination run free. Just like it did when you were a child, back when everything was new, and every moment was filled with endless possibilities. And maybe you've already begun to realize this. The world hasn't changed. It's still full of these same possibilities, those same opportunities for joy, fun, and discovery. What's shifted, what's truly shifted, is the way you're choosing to look at it. And isn't it amazing? Because it's just a choice. And that means you can choose right now to see things differently, doesn't it? And as you let this idea settle, notice how easily you can begin to reconnect with that playful part of yourself. That part of you that used to laugh for no reason. That would dance when no one was watching. That would leap into a new experience without hesitation, just because it felt right. That part of you knows that life isn't something to fear or to fix. Life is something to experience. Because when you think about it, the purpose of life isn't to win, is it? The purpose is to play, to explore, to create, to connect, to express, to live so fully, so joyfully, that every day becomes a story worth telling. And here's the wonderful thing. The more you live this way, the more life responds to you in kind. Have you noticed that when you approach life with joy, joy finds you? When you look for excitement, excitement shows up. And maybe you're already beginning to wonder how you can bring this playful energy into every part of your life, aren't you? Because it's not about the big things, is it? It's about the little things too. It's about finding fun in the ordinary. It's about choosing curiosity when things seem uncertain. It's about seeing every person that you meet as part of the adventure, every conversation as an opportunity to connect. And isn't it true? When you start to see things this way, life becomes easier. Challenges feel lighter. Mistakes stop being mistakes, they become lessons. And instead of feeling stuck, you start to feel free. Free to try, free to fail, free to laugh at yourself and to start again. And as these ideas take root within you now, you might begin to realize something else. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment to feel alive or happy or curious. You can choose it now, because joy isn't something that comes from the outside. It comes from within you. It's who you are. It's what you've always been. And maybe you can begin to imagine how this way of thinking, this way of being, can transform every part of your life. Imagine waking up each day with the belief that today is a new level of the game. An invitation to play, to explore, to grow. Imagine stepping into every interaction with the belief that people are here to enrich your experience, to share in the joy of being alive. Imagine looking at every challenge as a puzzle, a mystery, a fun riddle to solve. And the more you imagine this, the more you might notice how naturally it feels to live this way. Because really, this is who you've always been, isn't it? This is your natural state. This is the truth of who you are, vibrant, curious, playful, full of life and energy. And as you allow yourself to fully embrace this truth, notice how good it feels to just let go of anything that doesn't serve you anymore. Any belief, any thought, any habit that doesn't align with this joyful, playful way of living. Because here's what's true. The more you live this way, the more alive you feel, the more energy you have, the more you'll notice opportunities where you once saw obstacles. And isn't that what life is really about? Not just existing, but thriving. Not just getting through the day, but truly living it. As you let all of this settle deep into your mind, consciously and unconsciously, into every part of you, you might begin to notice how naturally these beliefs begin to show up in your life. As though they've always been there. As though you've always known deep down that life is a game meant to be played, a story meant to be told, a joy meant to be shared. And isn't it exciting to think about what comes next? Because the game is yours to create. The adventure is yours to live. And every moment starts right now. It's an invitation to step fully into the joyful, vibrant, playful energy that's your birthright.